Trump and LaVar Ball throw shade over sunglasses. The stupendously silly, stupid sunglasses shoplifting spectacle, which saw 3 UCLA players held in China, just won't go away. Thank God. To recap, 3 Bruins ball players, LiAngelo Ball, Cody Riley, and Jalen got busted thieving sunglasses from a bougie store in China. Things were looking shady as the trio were facing 3 to 10-year sentences, but were eventually allowed to return to the U.S. The story goes that Trump, while on his Asia megatour, also happened to be in the country during the sunglasses soap opera. Donald put a call into Xi Jinping, which Trump claims is the reason the 3 were freed. Enter father LaVar Ball. On an ESPN interview, Ball was skeptical of Trump's China influence, and rightly so. Trump took to Twitter, tweeting 2 typical tantrums, calling LaVar out and saying he should have left the UCLA players in China. Let's be real, folks. Trump has about as much pull in China as Americans have skinny people. A more likely explanation is that the Bruins wanted this to go away just like China. And why? The thousands of dollars of out-of-state tuition paying international Chinese students enrolled at UCLA. Game on. Ex-footballer jailed in China, but where are Trump and the media? Former Ball State College football star Wendell Brown has spent the last 14 months in a Chinese jail for a bar fight where authorities claim he hit a man. On September 24, 2016, Brown was at a birthday party when some other Chinese men not with his group wanted to drink with him. He declined, they got butthurt, and a fight broke out. Brown was later arrested for hitting a man, a claim he denies. He said he only raised his arms to block glass bottles that were being thrown at him. Wendell was taken to the Chongqing Jiangbei jail anyway, where he has been since. A court appearance in July saw the state's evidence against him fall apart, but with the Chinese prosecutors maintaining a 99.2% conviction rate, chances are slim Brown will get off. He's facing a 3 to 10-year sentence. His family has tried to hire a Chinese lawyer, but legal costs are skyrocketing, and China's ultra-fair and transparent legal system doesn't help either. The 3 knucklehead UCLA players who were dumb enough to steal from high-end stores in China had UCLA, Trump, and the U.S. media in their corner. Where are Trump and the massive media exposure now? Scientists may be able to diagnose CTE in players before death. Researchers may have found a way to diagnose CTE in football players while they are still alive. CTE is a progressive brain disease caused by repeated trauma to the head. It usually shows up years after taking repeated blows. Currently, CTE can only be diagnosed through an autopsy. Researchers at Boston University wanted to look for other markers and found people with CTE had elevated levels of the protein CLL11 in both spinal fluid and blood around the brain. Researchers believe the CLL11 protein helps the smallest blood vessels in the brain transport oxygen. Higher levels of CLL11 could mean these blood vessels are leaking, which may lead to CTE symptoms. The team at Boston University is now working with a biotech company to develop a blood test to detect CLL11 and diagnose living players. More research still needs to be conducted on the CLL11 protein to confirm it isn't linked with other kinds of neurodegenerative diseases. There's no cure for CTE, but early diagnosis could give players a chance to mitigate the disease, aka retire.
Flexible NFL helmet designed to reduce concussions. This NFL season, about 70 players are wearing a new state-of-the-art helmet designed to lower the risk of concussions. The Visus 01 was specifically designed to soften the blows NFL players take to their heads during games. The helmet is made of 4 different protective layers. The outer shell is made from flexible thermoplastic that compresses to absorb shock, then rebounds, much like a car bumper. Next is a layer of more than 500 polymer columns that can twist and move laterally, reducing the impact of rotational acceleration, a major cause of concussions. Underneath that is a hard inner shell that helps prevent skull fractures and brain hemorrhages. Below that, a layer of memory foam provides the player comfort. About half of NFL teams have put in orders for the Visus helmet. NFL players get to choose their own helmet from an approved NFL list. The league has been looking to address concussions, especially as it has faced increasing scrutiny. Medical experts and players are concerned that repeated concussions increase the likelihood of developing CTE, a degenerative brain disease.
Trump tried to criticize the NFL and NBA. It backfired. President Trump criticized NFL players who lodged protests during the national anthem and encouraged offended snowflakes to walk out of games. Last Friday, at one of his campaign rallies in Alabama, Shakespeare said this: "Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, 'Get that son of a off the field right now. Out. He's fired. He's fired.'" Trump whined that the protests are hurting the game. The commander-in-chief also said referees are ruining the game by calling 15-yard penalties for beautiful tackles. What happened next? The entire athletic world, even douchey NFL owners, joined together in solidarity and gave Trump the collective middle finger. Teams and NFL owners across the league on Sunday gave an unprecedented show of solidarity and support during the pregame anthem. In other hilarious sports news, Trump also decided to uninvite the NBA champion Golden State Warriors to the White House while singling out Stephen Curry for having doubts. Only problem is, it was already public knowledge the Warriors had already decided they weren't going to Washington. Players young and old from all over the sporting world have come out to blast the small hands in chief. So basically, Trump thought he could pander to his angry base and get some laughs. Instead, he just galvanized a movement. Well played, Mr. President. Well played indeed.